Welcome to Planning Phase Syndicate. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 44. Welcome to Adepticon, the conversations of our team and what's going to be going down next week. Tonight, joining me will be JJ and Charles here in just a few minutes. And just kind of wanted to give a shout out. If you are going to Adepticon and you want to hang out with either JJ or I, you can message us on our Discord. We will happily be hanging out with anybody and probably getting zero sleep because I don't sleep as it is. I don't know if JJ sleeps or not, but he's about to find out how much sleep Chris never gets. Either which way, let me bring in my co-hosts for tonight. Welcome to the show, everyone. How are you going? You doing, sirs?
I am tired.
I am jealous. I am very, very jealous because I don't get to go to Adepticon.
You got to go to Vegas,
it's okay.
Man.
I got to go to Vegas. So I guess I really can't complain too much.
Fair enough. So I'm a little excited. We've been planning this for, I don't know, however long we've been planning this, and I'm excited to announce. So JJ and I are going to get to meet each other for the first time in person, and the nice thing will be is we're going to share a room together. So hopefully you don't mind snoring, because I snore like a freight train. And yeah, fair enough. I don't know. So have fun with that. But
if
I don't plan
one
on
of you makes it back, who gets your X-Wing collection?
Well, you know, it has to stay within the Planning Phase Syndicate. So, I mean,
there's only 3 of us. So. Charles, exactly. You can have everything but his scum and his Alpha Star Wing. Those are the 2 things that I want.
Look, I need a YV666, and
all right, you can have
that's
that
really
too.
all I need. Okay, good.
I know. I have 1 of those or 2 of them. I think I have 2 of them now. I don't know. Tonight's episode is brought to you by McKellen 12 Year because Chris said it's time to treat yourself. This week
Chris,
was crazy.
Hold on.
What?
Real quick. I went to a birthday party yesterday for the lady that I'm dating. It was a friend of hers. And the husband of the lady whose birthday it was had a tin of Bushmills Reserve that he got while in... I think they're in Scotland, right? Or is that Irish?
That's Irish.
So while in Ireland, and it's just sitting on a shelf. He's like, I don't think I've ever opened it. I'm like, that's a crime against humanity that is sitting there and you've not even tasted it. Oh.
Did you get a taste?
No, it's on a shelf. Like he wouldn't open it.
Oh. That's sad. Sad news bears for you, I guess.
Yeah, I was very sad.
Well, this weekend was pretty fun. It was not super amazing out in Michigan for 2 days, but then today was beautiful. What I really want to do is get a second TV and figure out how to winterize it so I can put it on my porch, so I can just play video games on my porch when it's nice out. Like it'd just be nice to have big screen TV, bring my PlayStation 5 outside, just sit right out there, play some video games. My laptop's a little too small to X-Wing on, typically.
I mean, the plasma TVs can keep themselves pretty warm on their own when you turn them on.
There you go. I think it would be beneficial to sit outside more and play more video games. So the fat guy inside of me doesn't want to go get exercise. I'd rather just play video games outside and get my fresh air.
So here's the thing. Just get an Oculus and buy like outdoor games so that you feel like you're outdoors while in the comfort of your own home.
Those things make me sick, man. I would 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I cannot use any virtual reality. I get sick to the point where like I'm sick for more than 1 day type thing. It really messes my equilibrium up really bad.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, tonight we are going to be talking about some new rules clarifications, as well as talking a little bit about some of the rules that questions people had for Adepticon. Because I thought those would be interesting to kind of go through as well. We're going to look at the ticket prize wall that Dion posted a little while ago. And we're going to also be going through all of the different scenarios for it. Because I thought that would be very fun to kind of talk, hey, what are the different scenario rules, that we're going to run into? How is the whole game thing going to work? And and kind of go from there. So, but first off, Charles, JJ, how was your guys' weekend?
Oh,
Not good?
I went to a flea market and saw a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff that was really cool. Some of it was reasonably priced, some of it was not. Ate a lot of good food. Went to the Caucasian Container, which is fantastic. For those of you who don't know, that's Cracker Barrel. Now you'll never call it anything else, JJ. It's all right.
Exactly. That's great.
But I mean, it was good. We had a lot of fun. It's a good time. It's decent food. It's not anything to write home to mom about, obviously, but it's amazing to just go and sit. And then obviously the general store is quite awesome. Other than that, I converted my entire DVD collection into a CD wallet.
Awesome.
I was surprised they still made CD wallets, but that's still a thing on Amazon. So I bought one and almost filled it. So I got rid of a crap ton of jewel cases so that I don't have to keep them around anymore. And those are on their way to the recycle bin.
I keep them on just like a spindle, and that's it, like the old CD spindles.
JJ's like, I don't even care about organizing them, sorting them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put them here.
Nah. I went all digital, man. I have close to 1,100 digital movies owned on my various accounts. So yeah,
What happens if all of those companies shut down?
Well, there was a situation, and this is a hell of a tangent, but originally the original Ultraviolet company did actually go out of business. And what happens is that the studios themselves that owns the rights to those movies came out with their own service. So all my movies got transferred to those accounts. So I still retain ownership of all those movies. And on top of that, because the original company got bought out by a separate company, Fandango, if I'm not mistaken, they kept the servers running for that. So I can still use all of my, I still retain all of my movies. So it's pretty good so far. Worst case scenario, you just download them and keep them on a hard drive.
Yeah, we have we clean up part of my basement. As you can see, this is my basement wall. At some point we're going to refinish this room, but I have enough room to start moving my board games into here, and then I get to rotate my desk. I won't do it this week, but yeah, mine are in a closet, so it'll look a little different than yours. But it'll be kind of fun. I'll be able to, it'll look different. I just got the wall opposing to me is filled with DVDs and CDs and old video game systems. And I have to figure out what I'm going to do to purge some of those. Because some of them are worth money and like my DVDs are worth nothing. So unfortunately. Anyway, y'all didn't come here to listen to us talk about our DVD collections tonight. You came here to talk about X-Wing. So let's jump into some of the rules changes. That sounds, I guess they're not rules changes. Maybe I'm misspeaking. It's not rules changes, but rules clarifications. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the Adepticon stuff that people had churned in to Dion and Chris Allen to kind of ask some questions for AMG for clarifications for this weekend.
Also, just a real quick addendum that I didn't know until I played on Nickel City last week, that there was like a ninja shift in the rules, in that now when you roll road at the beginning of the game, it is only for rocks and ship placement. You roll turn 0.5, if you will, between rock and ship placement and first turn. So there is a new thing where road previously turn 0 and turn 1 were together. Now after turn 0, you roll again for turn 1. I was not aware of that until Nickel City. I was playing a game on their stream, and that kind of came up. So,
yep, that was one of the changes that AMG had clarified.
I'm actually, I had mixed feelings about it, but after playing a few games using that new rule, I actually like it. Because if you end up with a setup for rocks that doesn't benefit you or doesn't favor your ships, you at least have the option of at least reacting to it second if you have like match initiatives and stuff, if you end up getting the road roll. So
I found it didn't matter. So I bet we've been playing that way at locals for the last 2.5 weeks. So,
Fair.
but no, anyway. So the first one that they have, and again, some of these we know about. So I'm a little confused why some of them are in there. But essentially, what they did is, when is an attack considered a attack at range 0? And they clarified to say, if the defender is at range 0 of the defender, the attacker is at range 0 of the defender, the attacker is at range 0 regardless of the range in the attack arc. So I'm assuming this is more or less because of TTS, really, than anything else. But they threw a kind of they kind of threw that in there. Again, maybe it'll be something that comes up. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be crazy when we go there, JJ, with all these range zeros and bumping compared to what we've been doing on TTS. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a lot different. So in person.
Well, so, and the other thing though is, like, with TTS, one of the things that I had forgotten until I went to Vegas is just how imprecise, or how unprecise, I guess would be the appropriate term, playing on a table is, compared, because, like, stuff that looks like it's going to be in arc is not, depending on how your range ruler is. Ships can not land on an object because the object accidentally gets knocked out of place or something like that. There's a lot of, like, fudging that happens on a table that does not happen when a computer is doing the exact measurements and things for you. So it allows for a little looser play, but also a lot more bumping and a lot more, like, knocking ships over and things like that. So
tell me, I was the droid player, so you know how many times I had to land on a freaking rock, and it's like, you move that rock. It's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Put your finger on the damn rock,
Yep.
So the next clarification that they had is just what's in, like, the overlapping rule with the template and stuff like that, right? The ship you would overlap at the end of the template is where it would be. So as you can see in scenario 3, it would actually go into the decimator versus hitting his own ship. Therefore, he would be able to take the red focus or calculate action. And I think that's very important. And I think that personally, I'm glad that that's a clarification. Again, it's something that we knew about, but I think for going into an event, that's huge. So, so just a reminder, if you're playing, there you go. That's something you want to call out. The next thing that they talk about is interactions and abilities. What can be done during range 0? The attacker's dice cannot be modified outside of the attack, except for force. So the attacker's dice cannot be modified. Below are the examples of what cannot happen. Essentially, your CLT cannot be triggered. Plated hull cannot be triggered. Rerolling results for Han, and spending the results for Thane Kyrell. What's the other one? Oh, adding attack dice for the advanced targeting computer or Kazuto. So
what about, like, Finn? Because Finn just adds a blank to the roll. If you're shooting something at range 0 with Finn, does his ability not trigger?
It's still adding a result. So no, you wouldn't be able to use Finn.
Fair enough.
Not at range 0. Anywhere else you can, just not range 0. Canceling results is not considered dice modification. This means the defender at the range of 0 may use abilities which cancel the attacker's dice, such as selfless. So I think that's an important clarification. Not that I've seen a lot of selfless, but you never know. Being a newer meta, it might be something that comes up this weekend or this week, whatever day it is. I don't know what day it is anymore. Same with restrictions. You cannot reduce the dice a defender rolls, like wedge. You can't use crack shot. You cannot use juke at range 0. Forlom and clone commander Cody also. So it does make bumping a little bit more intuitive than before, because you might be able to take away certain ships' abilities if that's the only ship in arc. We're not going to go through obstacles. You can read that up yourself. Scenario questions. This was one I actually had posed, I don't know what, 3 weeks ago on our stream, I think. Basically, is Darth Vader able to use his ability to perform during a scenario action. You may only use a scenario action that is granted. Darth Vader may not perform an action, then spend a force to perform a scenario action. Darth Vader may perform the scenario action first as per his perform action step, then spend his force ability to perform other actions.
That's a very important distinction, because that
Yes.
means you can't boost into the range or barrel roll into the range of the objective and then take your action to claim the objective.
Yes, and I think it's if you think about what when does fine tune on the Delta 7's trigger, right? Like it's as soon as you move, so you can't fine tune with your force. You can fine tune with your force to boost in to take your action, but you can't take your action and then fine tune boost afterwards.
Nope, and with Ahsoka, you could fine tune boost Ahsoka barrel roll, and then spend your action to pick it up if you needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I fail scenario action? Yes.
Fucking deltas.
Another question that they had clarified is: a ship carrying a cache in salvage mission would only lose a shield from a crit. Is that mean I have to jettison my cargo? The answer is yes, because you suffered the crit, even if you didn't suffer the crit results. So I think that was kind of known, but I guess that's a good clarification. Am I able to use Selfless, Compassion, Beskar plating, or Impervium plating to avoid jettisoning a supply cache? Selfless is used on a defender carrying the cache. Selfless presents that critical symbol from causing the defender to suffer it, so the cache is not jettisoned. That's very important. If the ship with Selfless is carrying a cache, it would then jettison. So you can take somebody like an Ahsoka and use Selfless to avoid them actually having to lose that container.
Makes you wonder why people aren't using Shizor more because of that bodyguard ability, or like the Amidala bodyguards.
Well, not standard. That's why.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, if that was standard, Charles, scum becomes viable again.
Can we get? Listen, AMG, I really, really need Kiraz fighters and Star Vipers in Black Box. Please, 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 please.
So Compassion, Impervium plating, Beskar plating, cards are dealt as if they suffered it, so the damage is not dealt, but the defender would still jettison the supply crate. They show you the dark side condition, which I don't know if we'll see that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a lot of Kylo. Kylo's just pretty expensive, and there's a lot of tools in FO now. But if you do see it, the condition card replaces the critical damage. The defender will not jettison the supply cache. So if somebody uses it on you, you do not have to get rid of your supply cache. What's the next one? The next one is the end timing for scoring points. And when do they calculate anything for winning? Mission points are calculated and scored first, then in-phase abilities. Then during the in-phase abilities are resolved. You have during the end phase, then you have at the end of end phase, then circular tokens are removed, then negative recurring charges are updated, then at the end phase, and then scenario victory conditions are checked after all of that. Yeah, so the long story is you have to complete the round and pretend you're setting up for the next round, then you count points. That's when it triggers.
Yeah, that's an important distinction too, right? Because this is future-proofing for when they introduce other ships into standard. The more specific one is Virago on the Star Viper, where you can take that end phase boost, red boost, on like assaults, on the assault objective, where you can get an extra ship into range to possibly claim an objective point there. With this clarification, the mission points would be calculated and scored at that point before that step would happen or the timing for that. So,
well, their example was a Hawk, right? And I've actually seen people ask this question because the Hawk boosts and then a Jedi boost, right? And if you can move, that's 3 points. Now all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, look, you no longer get your points. It's like, no, folks. Anyway, when does the game end in a draw? 0 or 1 players have ships remaining in the play area. I'm confused by that clarification because it wouldn't end in a draw there. Technically, I think that's like miswording.
No, so the thing is, and I'll use a game that I played against John last week as an example. By the end of the round, right, when we completed the round, we had fired all shots and we had done ships. We were both above 20 points. Right? Technically speaking, if a game is to 20 and you both end above 20, that's a draw. But in that situation, you're looking at a situation where how we did it, and I don't know if this is accurate according to the rules, but we just looked who had the most points, right? So we both hit 20 and went into shots, and he killed one of my ships, which was a 7-point ship, and I only got one of his, which was a 3-point ship. So it wound up being 27 to 23, even though we were both above that. So if during simultaneous fire you both wipe each other's team off the board, then that's a draw. That's not a tie for points. It's a draw because nobody has any ships left on the board to even be able to roll final salvo, right? Because you have to have ships on the board to be able to roll final salvo, because it's the total number of dice of the ships left, right?
Well, they did away with final salvo, and that's part of the clarifications here, where if it's still a case where the 12th round has been reached, I believe you roll for player initiative. Like if you're doing like a roll, and then whoever wins that particular roll would win that particular match for that. I don't think they put it on here, but I did read it on GSP. So yeah, at least that's how they're running for Adepticon. I don't know if that's how they'll rule it for future like games in general, for like standard play, but that's how GSP is handling those situations for Adepticon. So
all right, card clarification questions. So they start with Commander Goran. Am I required to have non-stress red tokens on a ship in order to gain an evade token with Goran? And they said no, you may gain an evade token even if there is no non-stress red tokens to remove. So that was a clarification because that was a misstep, I believe, in the original wording of the rules. Am I able to perform scenario actions with Chopper? Yes.
Nice.
So,
big clarifications there.
Yeah. JJ, you might want to put Chopper on your list.
I'm actually considering it now, because I originally had Zeb on my ship because he allows you to spend focus on range 0 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm using that mainly as an objective catcher and I get bumps, I think that would be probably the better option. So yeah,
I think so too. Am I able to drop cluster mines, such as the center device to be placed but not on either side? No. Like, I didn't know that was a clarification that needed to be made, to be honest with you. But, all right, that's fair. Like, I just assumed if you couldn't drop the mine, you couldn't drop the rest of them. Like, it would be very silly. I mean, I guess it's a 2D world, but still, whatever. If a ship overlaps multiple cluster mines, the first mine destroys the ship. Is it removed immediately, or do other mines resolve and deal damage? The answer is all of them that it overlaps will do damage before it's removed.
Mm-hmm.
Beskar armor. Am I able to see face-up damage cards before deciding whether or not to spend charges to flip it down or discard it? Yes. The answer is always
huge.
Yes.
That's huge.
That is huge because you can choose whether or not it's worth spending the charge for.
Yeah. But that would make sense. Like that would kind of fit closer in line with like Impervium plating. I know Impervium plating is just ship cards, but still, it's allowing that decision to be made.
Yep.
For it. They had an Unkar plot question and Dauntless for the new.
Good night, lady.
For with the new overlap rules. So if essentially what they said is if a ship performs the red focus action while executing a maneuver, it may not perform additional actions during its activation phase. And that's including Unkar Plot and Dauntless on the Decimator. If the player chooses not to perform the red action, they can then use those other actions. I don't play Unkar Plot, so I have no idea what the heck they're referencing there.
I think they're referencing Unkar Crew, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make more sense, but
so just looking it up real quick, Unkar Crew is after 2 seconds. After you partially execute a maneuver, you may suffer 1 damage to perform a white action. So
Gotcha.
basically, you'd have the option to, for a stress, just take a focus. But if there was a better option available to you with Unkar Crew, you could then spend a you could take 1 damage on the ship that he's the crew on and perform a white action, like a
Tractor.
reinforced or something like the tractor or something like that. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I guess kind of want to go back and look at that in Scum. Like in Dauntless, Dauntless is basically you treat it as a white action as red. Like nobody, like anybody running a Decimator would immediately not just do that instead. Like
Yeah, reinforce. You want to reinforce at that point. So yeah, absolutely.
Like nah, I'm good. When our points scored with Tell, if he would be destroyed, and essentially outside of chance engagement, it is when he would be removed from the game if he has no more charges. Or if the player isn't paying attention, I guess, and doesn't spend his charge and just gets pissed, takes him off the board. Probably wouldn't happen, but you never know. The next one is Blaze. Am I able to use Blaze on the red focus action performed while overlapping an enemy ship? And the answer is yes. And Blaze is the one that lets you take the extra focus token, right? It's a Rebel Crew.
Yes, so whenever you would perform a focus action, you can get additional. You would treat it as red and gain additional focuses for every enemy ship that's at range 0 to 1 of you, up to 2 additional tokens. So you can actually end up getting 3 focus tokens total in that situation for the same thing that you're doing at a range 0 bump.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice. That's surprising they allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Next one is what happens when R1J5 has either Thane Kyrell or Zetric Storm's ability used against them. R1J5 occurs when a card would be exposed, so it takes effect in both cases, and the player controlling R1J5 chooses which card to expose. So if you know which one is your Panic Pilot or your Damaged Engine upgrade, there you go.
Yep.
And hopefully not that direct hit. Does Bo-Katan Crew allow me to re-roll an attack dice while attacking with a primary weapon at range 0 the defender? I don't that no. Like that one's a no.
But there's a secondary clarification there, and that is that there are range 0 secondary weapons, such as Hot Shot Tail Blaster, which Bo-Katan may be used with. So if you have a secondary weapon that can fire at range 0, apparently you can still modify those dice.
Yes, because it's a clear. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this was a particularly interesting one because the wording on Bo-Katan was kind of ambiguous to the point that it would have been one of those upgrades that could potentially allow you to do that modification because of the golden rule, right? Card effects can override the cannot phrases in the game. It was just really interesting to see that. I'm glad for power's sake. That they did restrict it for this particular case, but it could be made in the future a case to use Bo-Katan Crew to allow that range 0 mod for that crew. So,
all right, the next 2 were questions about Hawk again, which we already reviewed. Can Neonub use the weapon hardpoint ship ability and their native missile slot to equip an upgrade that requires 2 missile slots. And that's yes. So you could take Diamond Boron or Barrage Rockets. Or if you're really spicy, you could take missile pods.
I don't know why, but yes. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I have a story though. So I was playing a game and I had multi-missile pods on one of my little disc HMP things. And the guy had never played against them before, and he did a 4K with his defender, and I side slipped, and my bullseye was at range 1 in front of him. And you know how many dice you can throw with one of those things? And if
Yeah,
you have
5.
3 locks on that defender, you get 3 rerolls, baby.
That's good.
We'll just
What
put
do
it
they
this
cost?
way. It was
What's
4
their loadout
points.
cost? 4 points now?
4 points. Yeah,
really?
that's all they're worth. Yeah.
Wow, I gotta take a look at this again.
Yeah. Anything that can take double missiles can take those. They are not restricted, by the way, to Separatists. Maybe they should be, but they're not. Actually, no, they shouldn't be. Just let everybody have them. They're hilarious. Make everybody a 2 dice Bosk. That's what I say. I'm all for it. All right. Would a TIE SF using a front arc requirement missile be able to make use of Hotshot Gunner? The answer is yes. I guess I didn't know that was a question either before. Because Hotshot Gunner is not anything new. We've had that card around since I've played, right?
Yeah. I'm just looking to see if there was originally any restrictions on that.
Okay. And maybe there was, and that's why I didn't know that was a thing before. I guess.
Oh, okay. So the card reads while you perform a turret arc attack. After the modified defense dice that the defender removes one focus or calculate result. So I believe the argument would have been that since the TIE SF also has a front arc attack, if you have the turret pointed in the front arc and perform a front arc attack, can you use Hotshot Gunner in that case? Because you're technically using your front arc that is printed on the ship itself. But this clarifies it.
Couldn't you just say I'm using a front? I'm just using a turret attack out the front. I mean,
yeah.
Come on. Anyway,
yeah.
All right. That's how we always ruled it. We never questioned that. I guess before Matt used to play with Hotshot Gunner on his SFs all the time.
I mean, so. I don't know why you would put that instead of the extra die one for a quick draw. That's it is what it is.
All right. When I overlap in an enemy ship with a slam action, am I able to perform a red focus action? And the answer is yes. And I think that's a good clarification as well. They also clarify and say adaptive and advanced however you say that word.
Ailerons.
Aliens are allowed to do it as well. So technically, if you think about it, you can bump your striker, take your red focus action, and then do a blue maneuver and clear it and take a second action. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a different move.
Absolutely.
Not that those things ever live at range 1, but I won't lie and say that that's pretty good, though. So why would they do that? They would never. Let me bump you and just be there.
I would absolutely love to do that on the striker that allows you to do the ailerons, drop a bomb, and then get a red focus, and then move and get an evade later. Yeah, that would be really good.
All right. So I think that's all the questions from that doc. I did have a few questions that I pulled from their forum that I'm not going to bring up their forum because it loads very slowly for whatever reason it did for me yesterday. So we're just going to go through those questions real quick because I think there's a few of them in there that seemed pretty good. The first one was, can a ship shoot at range 0 to kill a remote? The answer is yes. So rest in peace, Buzz Droids. It's official. You no longer matter. Only one of the 4 scenarios talked about scoring mission points for half-destroyed ships, but in the official rules reference, it states you score on half destroyed, so basically half points on being half destroyed, right? It also states scenarios change how scoring works, so they wanted to clear that up. Their answer was the rules for mission points included in the RRG include points for half-destroyed ships are included for players who wish to play without a scenario. When a scenario is in play, individual scoring is overruled the mission points in the RRG for whatever the actual mission objectives are. And I think that's a very good clarification. I'm happy that they made that because I would like my half points. I'll be honest with you with all objective missions, but we talked a little bit about that last week and kind of some of our thoughts on some of the changes last week. So I don't want to rehash a whole segment from last week, but I do like that they clarified that because the RRG also has other things in there that didn't make sense when it came to objective scoring. But basically, they're saying missions are the king. The next one is, can Gavin spend a focus token on nothing? What do you think the answer is?
No.
There you go. No.
You have to have a reason to spend a token.
Yes. So that's good, though, because the last thing you need is Garvin to be able to bump, take that stress focus, spend the focus on not being able to modify anything, and give it to somebody else. That seems pretty ridiculously broken. The next question, and this is one of the ones I had, is if the TIE Defender, or not TIE Defender, the TIE Advance X1 essentially performs a K-churn and has Pattern Analyzer with the new tech slot, can he then use his Force ability to perform other actions? And the answer is, as long as he has Force, he absolutely can do that. And I like that ruling a lot. Not that I'm running Vader this weekend, but
hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Once we're done with... No, I'm not. Once we're done with Adepticon, I will be back to running Vader, I think, because I like Vader. So, the other one is the Commander Gorant, but we already covered that. Oh, there was another errata where they took away his auto thrusters. Commander Gorant officially has auto thrusters. They just effed that up. So that was just a mistake on their behalf. All right. Do you guys want to look at the prize ticket wall?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
I definitely do. I've already made a request to you, Chris. I'm getting ready to make that same request to JJ just in case. Oh, don't.
Chris, spend money on me. Give me points.
Look, if it costs you money, I'll pay for it. All I'm going to say is that somebody went to Vegas and brought home a playmat for somebody else. So I don't think
it was you, though.
No, you're right. It wasn't. But I'm just saying.
And I paid for the playmat. So, and it was only because
I'm willing to look. I'm willing to pay for these cards. I'm just saying.
All right. So here's essentially. I don't have pictures. I guess I thought this had pictures in it. I did not realize this didn't have pictures. I apologize. Unless JJ knows of a link that has pictures, we're just gonna go with this. So essentially, these are all the prize wall stuff you can buy. I'll be honest. I'm not as sold on alternative art cards as other people are. I watch enough streams to get cards. Like Greg gives out pretty amazing cards. I've gotten a few from Hexstyle before, so I don't know. I guess JJ, maybe you can help make me more excited about getting some of these cards.
It's an aesthetic thing. To be fair, it's a pure aesthetic thing. There are some things that are really good. Like if you're a really particular fan of certain certain pilots or ships or something like that, then they're nice swag to have to get it, especially if you don't make cut during the first part and you're just there. You kind of want to just make your travel worth it. Then it would be kind of fun to go play X-Wing, get some tickets, and redeem it for some of these items there that you can take and say, hey, this is what I got for participating in these particular events. So that way you don't go home empty-handed, right? So I think in that spot, that's kind of what that kind of fills that particular gap. But yeah, I'm actually going to put up the images on a separate doc right now, so that way you can just display them. So give me just a second.
I'll say this, especially after going to like the calling last year for Flesh and Blood, the prize ticket wall, like just it gives you with this year and looking at the prize wall, like I'm excited. It's some stuff that I never had the opportunity to because it's like system open stuff like that, and some of the world stuff. But yeah, I mean the alt art cards are cool. I love the I think they're called spot gloss.
Yep. Yeah, those are the really fancy
Yeah,
ones.
those are nice.
They're like this Ahsoka that I got where the card is like a frosted like see through. I love those. I really enjoy those just because of the aesthetic purpose. But like,
Okay, that's a really good spot gloss card, though. I have 4 of them.
yeah, I
I
have
got
one.
Thanks, Dion.
I got 3. So, but I mean, I don't know. In 1.0, I'll be honest with you, I liked the alt art better. Because normally the alt art was like a full alt art on the card, and they were those little tiny cards. So that was really cool to see like the intricate details on the smaller cards in 1.0. But I mean, it's something. I mean, it's better than going to Indianapolis and then walking home with nothing.
And that's fair. And I get that. And when I played Destiny, it was kind of similar, the same thing too, right? They were all spot glasses, and alternative art cards. And, I mean, you can only have so many. I have 4 Darth Vader, different types of Darth Vader ones. I have 3 Ahsoka Tano ones. I mean, like, different ones too. So I don't know, like, that's why we on our show haven't really done any card giveaways yet, because everybody else has them and it just feels like it inundates the market. The only difference here is the fact that AMG has changed up some of the point scoring now, right? So it gives us an opportunity to play
To actually have them on display.
yeah, things that maybe before we wouldn't, right? Except for they have a lot of low ranking things in there. So
and the other thing though, and this is me, right? This is the way I am. But like, whenever I've gotten a really cool alt art, like it holds a memory. Like I have a really cool Fenrau alt art from 1.0 that I had been like ogling when I was at a tournament at Pastimes. And somebody that was at the tournament won it in a giveaway, and they don't fly scum. And so they walked over and they went, "Hey man, you were looking at this earlier?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they go, "Here, you can have this." And I like, that was my Fenrau card forever. Or like, you see someone that has a really cool alt art and you can get that, like that Guri alt art. I have it in 3 different sets now. I have a card, a medal, and like another way of looking at them. And they are just gorgeous. Like people put effort into them, and they come with a lot of memories from where you get them. And I think that's part of one of the things that I've always loved about X-Wing are the random off conversations that you have with the people playing and the stories that everybody has. Like, "Oh, where'd you get that alt art?" "Oh, that I got that alt art at this tournament when I was playing and I did this." And you get to exchange those stories, and you get to kind of commiserate on losses and cheer for each other on wins and see stuff that people don't see. You know what I mean? Like it's super cool.
I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's not my thing. So
You're an emotionless person, Chris. I don't know who you. I'm
okay,
just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm very sentimental. I know this about myself, and I'm very sentimental about it, and I just enjoy having that. So
yep. Like,
so, yeah.
go ahead. I was gonna say these right here, like in the center there, those X-Wing S-foil ones. Okay, I don't own any of those. That's cool. I'll spend my tickets to get those. I'm okay with that.
Honestly, I love the design of this particular tray. This is the Infernal Squadron one. This is pretty hot. I would definitely want to get this, honestly.
Look, I still have a sore spot with Cool Stuff Games because of this, JJ. I went to the Cool Stuff Maitland tournament, the store tournament that had the Kylo alt art and specialty dials and all of that stuff. And I placed top 2 in that tournament. And I still to this day do not have my prizes because Maitland went out of business due to COVID, and I never got those items. So screw these templates and all they stand for.
I literally thought you were about to bring up the custom painted ship that we, paid for and never got. So,
all right. Who took these pictures?
This is provided by Dion.
Did he play Destiny too?
I think
that's a Destiny mat. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. We're just.
I have one of those.
Yeah. Well, if you
would
like, hey, I'll tell you what. I'll trade you some of the alt arts you want for that Plo Koon ship because I'll fly the hell out of that. Like that, I would use.
No, I got that from Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Marcus. Yeah.
Yep, I had a buddy of mine from Kalamazoo that met Marcus at the first LVO, and at Worlds. They met at Worlds, and he got one with his prize tickets and gave it to Marcus to bring to Florida for me. So that's passed through multiple hands.
Well, if you would like to trade any of those alt arts for this, I'll be happy to, because they're not. You can't get this. This is a giveaway Dion has. So,
those are super cool though. They are beautiful ships.
Here's some template trays. Those are also giveaways. So these didn't show up in his prize wall. I'm assuming these are giveaways.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I believe so.
All right. These did not show up in the prize wall. Because, okay, there you go. Scorch. Like, I take that. I like that dial cover. I like some of those things because I use those more often. Same with Rick Olay. I would take that one. Nobody cares about Sunpack.
Look,
anymore.
The best Rick Olay alt art I've seen has Ricky Bobby on it.
Yes.
Or here you go. Fast. Here's a Grand Inquisitor. I play Grand Inquisitor all the time. I would happily take that as a prize wall thing. Even if it costs like 10 point tickets or something like that. I don't care. Here is some of the actual alt art cards, I guess. Again, none of these strike me as, woohoo.
Nah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the Kylo one's kind of cool.
Faces. Yeah, I was gonna say the ones with the pilot's faces. Those are the ones that I enjoy. Like on the next photos, there. Those are the ones that I would actually go for, not the ones with the.
All right,
the
one. I will tell you that does look pretty cool.
Oh,
that Gurry card does.
That Gurry is amazing.
Yeah.
If anybody gets a hold of that Gurry dial cover and cardboard, I might sell you my firstborn child. He might be 20 now, but I will still sell you my firstborn child in return for that cardboard.
I'll tell you what, I'll swap you for the Plo Koon ship or the
look. If you get the full Gurry set, I would consider that.
Because I don't play Gurry, so there you go.
I would definitely consider that for the Gurry spot gloss card and the Gurry cardboard. Yeah.
All right.
I'd definitely consider that. Because I don't fly my deltas. I have like 9 deltas. I'm not going to miss one of them.
Yeah. You have 9 deltas? Jesus.
Yeah, I was not. I bought someone's collection and they had a bunch of them.
Oh, did you buy Joe's?
No. This was back. I bought them from Marcus when I was getting into it. I want to get some of the stuff from Joe, but he's not willing to part it out yet. So
sad. Okay.
He wants to sell it as the whole collection. So I'll have to wait until he gets desperate enough for money to part it out.
So I do kind of like the wedge one. That wedge one looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, right? That's all.
Hey, just out of curiosity, what is in that picture with the pilots on it? What is the lower left?
It's a Red Squadron veteran.
Oh no,
yeah, it used to be Veteran Instincts. Isn't that the art?
Veteran Instincts. Veteran Instincts was the TIE fighter pilot.
That is a card. That art of that pilot is an upgrade card from 1.0. I don't know what it is, but that's just like the Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's next to it. That was not Deadeye. What was the one that allowed you to use a focus instead of a target lock for missiles that everybody put on their jump masters before they got rid of it?
I forget. Oh
my God. Was it Deadeye? Was it Deadeye?
No, Deadeye is 2.0.
either way, it was a.
But yeah, it was one of them. Yeah, they recycle a lot of their art between Armada and this, and
yeah,
and
but both of those are 1.0 upgrade cards.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is like that Luke and stuff like that. Like some of these are pretty cheap. You get, if I remember right, you're gonna get 1 ticket per round. And I got, you know what? We could just go into that, can't we? We actually could just look at that. I don't know why the hell I'm saying that.
We could just wax poetic. It doesn't matter one way or the other.
We could just look at the damn. Fuck you. Ban Charles from next stream notes.
I mean, if we go on just everything, I'll still be in the opening credits for the next 6 months before you find a co-host and replace me. So I mean, I'm not super worried about it. I'll still be here.
All right, fair enough. All right, so they are officially stating the Gauntlet and Razor Crest are not official. So here's kind of the so here you go. So when it comes to the tickets and things like that and costs, here's kind of, they're gonna have Aces High pods, Hangar Bay extended pods, running for all the days. They're gonna have X-Wing duos only on Thursday. They're gonna have the droids you're looking for on the 25th, and we're gonna, in a few, that's why I want to jump into this, because now we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do when we get there. And I want to know if you're in the chat and you're going, is there certain events you're looking forward to more than other ones? They're going to have warm-up qualifiers all day long on Friday, which sucks because I kind of wanted to play the droids one. I really kind of do want to play that droids one. We're going to get to that in a second. But it's going to be kind of hard not to just play qualifier pods, because you get tickets. It costs $10. You get tickets, and you're practicing for Saturday. So it's good. That's a hard one for me. But they're also going to have the qualifiers on Saturday and then the finals on Sunday. And then they're going to have a redemption event for those of us who do not make it. So you'll definitely be able to see JJ and I in that, unless one of us miraculously pulls it out. So just kidding. JJ will go all the way. JJ for the World's Qualifier win.
Let's do it.
But it's only because he has a cheating list with Trajectory Simulator B-Wings, which is 100% cheating, and we 100% should... I should just pull that segment a minute and just play that video again of me ranting about how bullshit it is, and then JJ going, well, that's what I'm taking. Like, right after I said that, too. Like, oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Yes.
Way to be a cheat.
Dude.
Scam.
It's not Quad Phantoms. It's not Nantex.
Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. If this isn't the pot calling the kettle black, who stopped flying their droid swarm and flew dual fire sprays just so they could make the cut in a Galaxies tournament? I don't want to hear your crap, Chris.
Hey, I may cut
before. Fly what wins, sir. Fly what wins.
Yeah, Trajectory Simulator should be banned. There we go.
Fly what you're efficient at. And I have documented proof of me flying X-Wings to make it to other things, because I like that particular chassis a lot. I've flown it with X-Wings. I've flown it with A-Wings. I tend to use B-Wings a lot in my list. That's what I'm most comfortable at.
So then get rid of the Trajectory Simulator. Just get rid of it then. Let's see if you can make it without it.
I have it. That's why Gina doesn't have it. I'm sorry, not Gina. That's why Braylon does have it.
Get rid of all of them.
I had points to spend, man. I had to.
Nope. You can
right,
take past the sensors.
Cowards fly double fire sprays. I don't know anybody that would do that.
Yeah. 2 of us on this podcast do that all the time. So we used to, not anymore.
Yeah, you and JJ are the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've won a few tournaments with double fire sprays. So.
My first double fire spray win was not with Boba either. It was Koshka Eamon.
Oh man. Stop with the Boba thing, because you're gonna get me on a rant on how we need to lower Boba's cost again. And
look, I'm in. Make Boba cheaper.
No, my God, it's just gonna make
hashtag make Boba cheaper. Yes.
All right. Side events, $10 for the pods, right? They're on demand, I guess. So I don't know, whatever. Aces High is gonna be extended Aces High. This is exciting. Yet cheaper M3As, 100% on board with that as well. The M3As are so far overcosted, it's not even funny. Just not. Whatever. Anyway, the God, now we're gonna go on I don't want to go on a side tangent because we have lists and everything for Aces High. That we wanted to go over. We're gonna stop here. So essentially, you get one prize ticket for participation, and then you get one awarded for every win. So if we kind of come back up here, that is gonna be $10 for that side event. So if you're looking to maximize your ticket scores, Aces High is probably not the one to play. It's sad though, right? You are going to get to play 2 games, so you are going to get 2 tickets minimum, and if you win, you get 4 tickets. So you do have the ability to have that option, right? You know, again, JJ, I think you and I should play Aces High together. Like, I think that should just kind of be a thing. We should just make a point for the podcast, and so, I like Aces High a lot.
Me too. Yeah,
just don't be those guys. And I'm gonna call this out. This is a long time ago. Back when I played HeroClix, I went to Gen Con, and HeroClix screws around with their convention exclusive figures that are extremely overpowered, extremely high, like just amazing figures. The only way that you can get them is like a battle royale environment where it's like a draft and you sit down and you play a 1v1v1v1 game. And so what would end up happening is like the 3 of us, like hypothetically, we all play HeroClix together. The 3 of us go and sit down at a tournament table and they fill in a third person. And we just decimate that 4th person, just knock them completely out. And then the 3 of us just have a fun game. And they bring first, second, and third prizes, and we pick through them, and we just keep cycling through until we each get the figures that we want.
Collusion.
And then we leave the tables. Yo, it was the worst. I was one of the fill-in guys where I was like up against 3 dudes that just wiped me off the table, and I got nothing for it. And at that moment, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore until I had a group to go. So,
all right. So, why'd you put Chris as?
Going to Adepticon.
Oh, yeah, I'm going, Greg. We get to hang out. We're having drinks Thursday night with some of the other guys from Michigan if you want to join us. Depending on when we get there, we might be drinking as of 2 p.m. if we get there early. So this is an FYI. So, anyway, so to answer your question, Charles, that probably can't happen in Aces High anyway. It's a lot harder to collude in Aces High, but I can see your point, and I promise JJ and I will not try to run tables together. Maybe some blackjack tables, but not these type of tables. So. All right. So anyway, so we'll come back to Aces High. I wanted to just kind of go through the high level, what it is, right? You're going to get 2 games. So basically every Aces High pod is $10 and it's worth 2 to 4 tickets. This kind of gives you the how to play. The nice thing, and this is what I like about Aces High, if they kill you, you're not done. You come back and you can continue to score points. That's what I like about Aces High. So even if we do try to collude and kill a player, it's inconsequential to some extent because they're coming back the next turn. And they get to set up on these different markers so they can get away from us. So, all right, Hangar Bay. Essentially, the first set of them is going to be 3 game side events. 1 prize ticket will be rewarded for participation and 1 for each win earned. So essentially, you're going to get 1 ticket and it's cost $10 guaranteed. And you might be able to earn up to 4 tickets total if you win everything. You should bring 1 to 2 squads with a total of 20 points, right? And it's going to be an extended. So that's interesting, right? 1 to 2 squads, JJ? That means you're going to, how many squads are you going to pack? Like, you're going to have to pack like 5.
That's the issue that I was running into, right? Because I'm bringing, my Adepticon list, and then I'm bringing 1 additional ship, and the Adepticon list is pretty bulky, and then I'm bringing a T-70 for Aces High, and then I'm thinking about a second list for this, So I don't know if I could fit all of that in like my container. So it's just like, I mean, I'm probably gonna do it anyway because I'm a glutton for punishment. But yeah.
So this is kind of exciting because it's extended, right? So this allows us to play with extended ships if we want. And you can kind of go there. They are going to rotate the scenarios the same way. If you look on here, chance engagement, everything's on here twice. After players are paired up, each player places their list on the table. If a player brought two lists, they should place it on the right and left side of the board. I don't know how the hell you're going to fit that in any way, shape, or form. But after evaluating every squad, both players will secretly select which squad they want. So, JJ.
How do you secretly select that? Like,
you just say, I'm going to do this one. I guess. I don't know. Rotate to a left. Oh, left or right maneuver. So you're going to take a dial and you're going to go left or right. And that's the squad you're going to take.
That sounds fun, actually. Yeah.
So, again, very low on tickets. I don't like these 3 games. Like, that's 75 minutes times 3. That's what? 3 hours, 4.5 hours for one guaranteed ticket. You know? Like, I really thought, just give me a ticket per game and then a ticket for wins. I don't know. Anyway, that's how they're doing that. After each game, the winner is awarded the additional prize ticket. Blah, blah, blah. All right, duos. You get a random teammate. And this is where I'm sad. I wanted to team up with JJ. I thought that, like, this would have been fun.
Yeah.
Collusion.
This definitely would have been collusion, but it would have been illegal collusion. Who cares? All right, JJ would be carrying me the whole time with his trajectory simulator B-wings. So, like, I don't know, whatever. He's gonna do this, and like, I'm gonna 13 points. How many droids can I fit in for 13 points?
Right.
There you go. I'm gonna run Doofus and for 3 points and
So-
5.
So
Great
for this particular event, right? Like stuff that like effects that affect friendlies also affect like your teammates' ships. So if we both ran CIS, we can run dual tech officers to affect the droids. So imagine that, like Kraken with like
oh my god,
with TV 94. Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be great.
oh dude, we could that would be totes. We could run the 6 ships each, and it doesn't tell you there's a ship limit. So we could put 12 droids on the effing board together.
Yep.
All right, we need to talk to Dio and see if he'll let us just play together the whole time. Oh god, that would be horrible, right? Somebody would be so pissed off. Oh man. All right. So essentially all 4 scenarios will be used in random order. You bring 2 or more ships for a total of 13. 2 obstacles. This is standard. I'm not actually, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It'd be better if it was extended, but I think for this was fine. I don't know if we're going to get to play this though. So this is on Thursday and I don't know if I'll be in time.
Is this on the men?
This will be, it doesn't say.
Okay.
It doesn't say. So it doesn't actually say even how. I'm guessing this is, you know what? Let me go back to the top. Hold on. I bet it says up here. Nope. This one is a tournament from 11 to 8. So.
Ooh, yeah, no, I arrive right at that time. So yeah, I'll miss it. Dang, that sucks.
I just don't know if I want to spend my whole day playing that tournament. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then maybe I'll try to take a day off of work. Did I miss it? Yeah. After each game, the winner gets the prize ticket. So you only get a prize ticket if you win the round. In the event that you tie, you will perform a player order roll, and that's how you win. Friendly abilities work on everybody else. That's pretty cool. Out of the 8 obstacles, only 6 will be used. So that's kind of cool as well. The next one is the droids you're looking for. This is
an official OP, right? Like this is something
yes.
they're releasing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Actually, and we have some ordered. So if you're from our local group and we have one of these ordered. So whenever it comes in, we'll be playing this as well. Maybe 2 times. I can't remember how many kits we bought. So
speaking of local group, JJ, you and I need to schedule some time to see if we can't figure out how to make Wednesdays work again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's just me and you up there.
I know.
All right. So essentially, this one has different times, so you can just play one of the games, which I will probably play one of these. I think I'm going to play one of these. I really do want to. I think I want to play one of these almost more than I want to play the Aces High since I've already done that. And this is where it gets to say list building rules are 4 ships at 20 points. This is scum right here. There you go.
But this is a rolling event, right? So you could do both. Because Aces High is on demand, and you could play a couple games of Aces High, be like, I'm done with this. I'm going to swing over and try the droids thing out. And then after a couple games of the droids thing, swing back into Aces High. So you could bounce back. It's flavor of whatever you're feeling, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm assuming because breakfast at the hotel, if they have breakfast, is going to be, at 8 o'clock. So I'm assuming that we'll be there by 10.
Yeah.
Are you renting a car or are you Ubering from the airport? Or I guess it's Chicago, or are you taxiing?
They have shuttles actually over to that area, so it's an easy transport from there.
All right. Essentially, so they have you're gonna have to bring 4 obstacles. It is the list building is standard, which I am sad about, but that's fine. But it's 20 points with 4 ships. And every ship has to have a different initiative. I think that's interesting. I like that quite a bit too. Because you cannot run Soon's Hearfell and Vader together. Sad day. The games will be paired randomly. You'll be provided a scenario card. They have setup details, but they're
Vader Soon's. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind. My brain is foggy. Never mind.
But the difference is they have nothing about awarding ticket points for this. So I don't know. I'm not gonna get any tickets for playing this, but
yeah, because they'll be giving up that OP kit, like
whatever the
stealth
stuff
device,
in it.
the stealth device, or sense, or rather, I should say sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the card we can't use anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The next one is qualifier pods for warm-up pods. And essentially this is basically like a 3-game side event. You get your squad. Essentially it's going to be whatever squad you're playing. So whatever. I don't think that needs to be...
It's just to get reps in against high-level players.
Yeah. I will definitely be doing at least one of these pods. So
yeah.
Not against... I will disqualify JJ and I'll let him play in the same pod as me. We're going to play in separate pods.
I mean, if I'm bringing 2 lists, I can always just play the other one if you're in there,
That's true.
I could probably play something with Neen Num, just for flavor.
Well, I'll pay you to take the Hawk.
No,
he was more triggered by Neen Num than Torkel.
That's true. Yes. That's just so pissed that one time. Oh my god, I'm so pissed. All right, whatever. So that's what it is. This is then they move into the qualifiers. So I at this point, I don't think we need to go through any of those. So the question is are you going to get tickets for these qualifier pods, the World Open ones, or not? It doesn't say in here. It just said, it does say, yep, you will get them awarded for participation and each earn win. So
nice. Okay.
So there is an incentive to play these still, at least. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because you could earn a total of 4, right? If you go 3-0.
Yes. Yep. So you should easily get 3-0, right?
It depends on what list I bring. Yeah. I wonder if I could fit 7 A-wings in my box. Jeez.
Can you bring 7 A-wings? All right.
Oh no, different initiatives. Never mind.
We had different initiatives. So we have 15 minutes left.
You can bring 7 A-wings with different pilots and all. Well, you can only have 6 A-wings if everybody has to be different initiatives.
Yeah, that's true. So we have 15 minutes left. It seems kind of pointless to go through lists for Adepticon. Like, I don't know. I mean, we know JJ's running cheap tactics for Adepticon, so we don't have to.
What are you running?
I don't know yet.
Droids?
No.
Droids?
No, I can't run droids. They don't. I've tried, man, dude. I've tried. They don't hold up. If I want to have fun only, but actually, I probably won't have fun because I don't like losing. So there you go. I have tried the droids. They just don't win, man. Like they don't. Everybody was worried about droid swarms being able to do everything with these, and they get eliminated off the table. Hands down.
When you've got fully loaded, spec'd out other lists that aren't limited to the same 200 points.
Yeah.
Like they were in 2.0, there's so many more dice modifiers that get around your shared calculates. They're not as strong anymore, I don't think.
Yep. And that's the thing. Yeah, they don't stand off on their own or up on their own, so they're basically kind of worthless in that aspect. So I and again, Charles, I did play a couple of games. I played 3 games total with droids to practice for this event, thinking because I could still run a seer swarm. I can have 8 ships, but the seer swarm by far is probably the best out of all of them. And that's with running seer and either 1 or 2 precision hunters, and then the rest trade federation. So you get no Discord missiles. You do have ions or tractor beams, I believe. You could drop down 1 and go to something else. But they just don't hit. Like it just doesn't. And seer can't take impervium plating and Solus 1 anymore. So if you really target seer, he's gone. Yep. And that K2B4 is worthless now. They upped the cost to 6 points instead of 5, but it's worthless because most of the time you hit me with 3 hits because you're double modded if you're playing Rebels. And, it doesn't work. So I've tried. Trust me. I would run Droid Swarm in a heartbeat over anything else all day long. And if it would win. It doesn't win, and I'm going to get frustrated, and I'm going to pull a mat and, table flip someone.
I thought you literally meant, like, pulling the mat.
No.
Literally.
No, that'd be funny, though. Unless it's one of those grippy mats, and then it won't matter. So, we had thought about, for the last few minutes of the show, going over Aces High builds, right? Like, because that kind of sounded fun. I don't know. Unless, Charles, you have a different opinion, that's kind of what we had thought for the last few minutes of the show.
Go for it.
Unless you want to pick on JJ, we can do that instead.
There's no I6 A-Wing, right?
Hera.
Yeah.
No, Resistance.
Oh, no, just ZZ at 5.
So you could run 5 Resistance A-Wings because there is an I1, I2, I3, I4, and I5. So you could fit that. Can you run the gamut? Can you do 1 through 6 in the Rebels? I want to know now.
All right, hold on. We can look right now.
all of a sudden, JJ's interested again.
So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have 5 of them. Yep.
There's no I1.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, there is. Phoenix Squad.
I'm sorry.
I1.
For the points.
I'm sorry. Yep. Point. You're not talking about points. You're talking about
just the initiative itself. Then yeah, there is that.
Yes. Yep. Because I have a 1. I have a 1, 3. Ooh,
yeah, there's no I2.
There's no
I2. You've got an I1, I3, I4, I5, I6, but no I2. So you, again, if you have to use each one having a different initiative value, you can still only have 5 A-Wings at a time.
All right. So these are the so essentially with Aces High, they said up to 7 points. They didn't say in that document, but the way we played Aces High before was essentially any points you gave up gave you initiative, right? So if you were an I6 that came in at 6 points over 7, you would essentially have 1 point of initiative, and you would be able to choose either to go first or second or third or fourth, depending on how many I6s there are. Since they're using 7-point ships and lower, all small based, I'm guessing that we will very rarely see anything below an I5. Though I did throw a few Empire ones in there that were lower than I5 that I thought would be fun, just to fuck with people. And I actually might do it just because I can. And it's only 1 ship to bring, and I like defenders, so saying. All right. So the first one, JJ has Hera in a B-wing. I don't know. I don't agree with this build, but this is JJ's build for Hera in a B-wing.
So essentially how this build works, it's kind of a build up, right? Because you want to Hera's ability is kind of null in this particular instance. So essentially what happens here is that if you're able to at I6 take a target lock and shoot a torp at somebody, weapon assistance officer gives you back that target lock if you spend it for whatever reason. So in the second follow-up shot, you can take a focus or an evade or whatever, and you still have that offensive mod, that target lock that you can use for a primary shot if you get a closer range, like range 1, and still have a focus if you have that token available, or if you need to disengage. You can run away, throw a proximity mine on your next turn, and turn around and still have that target lock available on that target that you're shooting at for it. So it's kind of like a self-sustaining type like mod for her. You can still go for the double tap with like the lasers and such. However, she constantly spends her mods in those cases, and she'll end up like burning through that mod more often. And you'll end up with unmodified shots. I guess you can try getting fire controls FCS on her sensor slot to at least have that target lock work for one reroll on the initial shot, but then you have to spend that target lock and not be able to recover it for the follow-up shot on the cannon. So it makes her a little less effective that way.
So I would disagree a little bit, and I guess I see the idea, right? Welcome
Yeah.
to 207, but I would actually go with Lone Wolf here in this case.
Yeah.
And that's how I would do that.
Yeah, I will predicate that I have been so used to Lone Wolf being banned for most Aces Highs like events that it never crossed my mind to put it on any of these ships. But yeah, that is a definitely valuable part.
Yeah, I would, because that's how I would load it out. I would have Lone Wolf, fire control, synced laser cannons, protons, munition failsafe, and S-foils. If you did want to have this gunner still, you could still do that. Actually, JJ, in fairness, you could still, what was it? That
Weapon systems officer. Yep.
Yeah, and I still have, I could still put APTs or plasmas, which I probably would put the plasmas on there. You could drop fire control, right, and go back to the protons, and you could still have that. You just you lose your fire control. Oh, you lose Lone Wolf. That's what I'm missing. Never mind.
Yeah, that's where your points get choked up. I've also considered ion weapons with laser bomb as well, because that's a really good a really good obstacle for ASSI, or bomb, I should say, for ASSI.
Yep, and I would agree. Blazer bomb would be something you could put in here for the 4 points, right? So you put Lone Wolf. You could drop sync laser cannons down to your ion cannons, get rid of fire control, and kind of goes with that. You could drop this down to APTs or ion torpedoes if you'd rather. So the next one is Cornhorn. I will tell you 100% Cornhorn is amazing. You get rid of elusive immediately. This is wrong. You get rid of afterburners and you put Lone Wolf 100% on him.
I would lose the torps over the afterburners.
Okay, but that's fine. You get rid of the torps, but 100% having.
But put swarm tactics on there just to placehold the points.
Okay, is that same cost?
Yeah, it's 5.
Yep. So there's where you have your different targets. I mean, I guess you could put the. I don't know. I don't see the value in the afterburners like you do personally, but
sometimes you need to disengage, and
not in Aces High though. In Aces High, you don't have to disengage. They get 1 point unless you kill ships. It's okay.
Well,
if you kill 4 ships, you have 1 point where they can get you. They kill you. You keep your 4 points. They take the 1 point for killing you. Get the target on their back. And so then somebody gets the 2 points when they kill you. They don't steal all
Do
your
you
points.
do you retain your tokens after you die,
Yes.
like target locks and stuff?
That I don't know. I don't remember how we played that. I don't
Okay.
think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Because that would, that would actually work out really well, like for like a suicide tactic. Bang! Imagine this with an listen slot and just dead man switch after you. Oh man,
yeah.
yeah.
But that's how I would run this a little different, and that's only because I wouldn't disengage. You do disengage if you need to, right? But the idea is if when you're disengaging is because you want to turn around and go somewhere else, right?
Right.
You know, and you disengaging is only to prevent somebody else from scoring a bunch of points off you. That's it. Jedi
True.
are definitely strong in this, especially with the new loadouts. They are very strong.
Oh yeah.
So
And
just
Ace
real
aside.
quick, because I know we've
Yep.
only got like 2 minutes left. JJ, just you had mentioned the Guri. I'm checking that out. The only thing that I disagree with on your build is pattern analyzer. As someone who flies Vipers quite a bit, very rarely are you the only red maneuvers they have are the sloops. So very rarely are you doing a stressful maneuver that causes you to not have the ability to take your action, and especially with Guri. I have been running advanced optics instead of pattern analyzer because you can take your calculate action, be at range 1 of someone, get a free focus, and then with your lone wolf, if you roll a blank focus hit, you don't even have to bust the reroll unless you want to, right? So you can save that for defense. You spend your focus to change the blank to a hit. You spend your calculate to change your focus to a hit, and you got a full string.
That's good. Yeah.
So I've been running advanced optics over pattern analyzer, and that's just because I don't do enough red maneuvers that I'm not taking my action anyway. Because it's only when you fully execute a red maneuver. Now, if you are stressed, you may perform one action, then sure, because I'm a stressor 1 turn, and then I'm just going to rock out a single action for the rest of the game. But the only reason that I would use pattern analyzer is if instead of lone wolf, I ran elusive, and that gave me a need to do red maneuvers because then I can still do the red maneuver and take my action with pattern analyzer. Those two balance well.
Yep.
And that opens up some additional play there. But I mean, if you're running lone wolf, advanced optics gives you much more of a aggressive and offensive Guri, whereas pattern analyzer with elusive or outmaneuver really gives you a lot of opportunity there as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Just my 2 cents.
Yep, I agree with you on that one. The Luke Skywalker is pretty similar to my loadout. Again, I don't like your afterburners, but that's just my opinion. With Luke, it does make more sense because you can move in and be a little bit more cagey with him. Wedge, we have I guess you said Swarm Tactics is my.
Yeah, Swarm Tactics on it.
So
yeah.
Lone Wolf, Plasmas, Predator, Afterburners, and S-Foils. 100%. This is done very well. And again, as an X-Wing, when you die, who cares? So you come back. You're just coming back.
I feel the exact same about every X-Wing. When they die, who cares?
And the best part about when you come back, you regain your charges. So if you could burn your plasma torps and then come back, you die, you come back, you get plasma torps.
For Jedi, do you regen all your force?
Yep.
Nice.
At least that's how we played. Again, this is 2.0 version, but and then I threw Ahsoka Tano on here because I disagree. I think if I'm running something in this, it's either Cornhorn or Ahsoka Tano.
I would run Ahsoka Tano so hard. That triple action, basically, if you do it right in the Delta, is ridiculous.
This is in the A-Wing, buddy.
No, the A-Wing, Ahsoka.
Oh, sorry.
But yes, in the Delta 7, that's pretty good too. I don't disagree with you at all on that one. Anyway, so this one is, I put Brilliant Evasion. I did put clusters and then vector cannons so you can turn around and shoot, or have cluster missiles up the front. You could upgrade those if you wanted to concussion missiles, whatever floats your boat. And again, Lone Wolf here saves you from spending your force points. So, on Empire side, these are what I built. My Defender, This time I didn't go with Lone Wolf. I went with fire or outmaneuver. You could put Lone Wolf in that spot. Fire control system, because you got the points, whatever. It really, I don't know what else you would do with them unless you wanted the ion cannon. And then I put heavy laser cannon on there because that just seems pretty silly. Captain Dobbs' ability will do nothing for you. You never use it. It is an I3, so it is a defender at I3, but it's a defender at I3 in Aces High. So I still think this is really good. If he had more loadout points, I would put the config on him.
Yeah.
In Aces High only. Grand Inquisitor, I have clusters, Lone Wolf, fire control, instinctive aim, brilliant evasion. Again, the cluster missiles are only because you can shoot twice. That's it. Again, Greg, I'll elite Captain Dobbs if they give me another 8 points. You bet. Let me take some missiles and some fancy stuff. So you have to weigh out your options with cluster missiles. That's kind of up to you. They don't work as well on Grand. Concussion missiles are usually better on Grand Inquisitor, but you get one more shot. So in your opening salvo or when somebody's respawning on the board and you're next to them, you get that extra shot and you get that extra point. So you could get you could get up potentially to 2 points depending on how you play that game.
Is it I was trying to think if it was worth just putting Malice on GI just to regen that force on a crit.
Yes, it can be. Yep. So Malice can be very good as well. So you can drop some of this other stuff and go with Malice.
Malice is 6 points.
Yep.
So yeah, you could drop instinctive and actually no, I would keep instinctive. I would drop FCS for that. Yeah.
Yep. And then you still get your instinctive aim. Or you could go, if you don't want instinctive aim, you could go with brilliant evasion. I will tell you, both are really good. My bigger thing is instinctive aim is better in Aces High, personally, in my opinion, for it.
So going to your vendor builds, I think that putting Advanced Slam on vendor is really, really huge because you can essentially reload and then fire a torp or a missile at a enemy. For that, if you remember, I did that to your type brute.
Yeah.
Way to just slide that in. If you remember when I messed you up that one time, that's exactly how I did it. Let me teach you.
And then you have Lone Wolf available for instead of Predator.
Yeah, and that's true. And you could do that. And you still have
there's no reason that Lone Wolf should be available for this format ever. Look, I'm gonna ride this.
That's why.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna ride this train, but there is no reason this should be available.
Yeah,
wait till we get to Resistance.
That's why I went. Yeah, that's why I went with all those builds. I kept building without that in mind because in every Aces High event that I played, it's banned because it's just really too good for what it does.
I disagree with you. Think of it as then ban force. Ban force then. It's the same thing as a force point. That's all it is. Actually, it's worse than a force point. You're re-rolling a fucking die. Come on.
Yeah, which if you're doing an offense, increases it to a crit or could potentially increase it to a crit, which is better than a force.
No, I disagree. Soontir Fell, my build is basically just to live. I don't think Soontir Fell's super viable in this atmosphere, personally.
No, too fragile. Yeah.
He is fun to fly, but no. For the Whisper, I said, let's go screw Fifth Brother with Whisper. Let's go with Snapshot, Targeting Computer, and Fire Control System. Just because if I can outmaneuver you, I would put outmaneuver on there probably, but you lose a little bit of viability. Snapshot gives you the possibility of having a second shot. Other than that, I would actually not run a Phantom in this atmosphere.
I don't know. I do like Juke on it on Whisper so much just because you have the potential of just getting that extra evade token if you do end up getting damage through.
Yep, you could do that too. Juke does work. Again, it leaves you with nothing. Now you've got 3 points to play with, and I don't know. I mean, I guess you could drop targeting computer, right? And you could go to passive sensors, and I still have 3 points. I don't know what I'm going to do with
I mean,
it.
if you
Oh,
if you really wanted to make somebody's day miserable, you could put Juke with Tiber Saxon as the gunner and targeting computer, and you just give off strain after you hit him with Juke. And
you're right. You could do that, but it helps everybody else. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it is funny, but it just helps it. I played with that too. I thought that would be a funny thing to do, but it just helps everybody else.
yeah.
Major Rhymer in the bomber. I would never run this, but I thought this was kind of funny. You could run barrage rockets, a blazer bomb, proximity mines, and elusive. So you can just charge in, take your tokens, drop your bombs. As long as you can live long enough to drop your bombs. If you spend all your barrage rocket tokens, and who cares? Let them kill you, get the points, and you
So
respawn with all your bombs.
So for Reimer, I don't remember reading anything in the points or in the rules update for him. Can
Nope.
he still perform a special weapons attack? Okay, good. So
Yep.
if it's a secondary weapon, does that mean that he can also mod his shot because it's not a primary attack?
In my opinion, yes, but I bet you that's a bad ruling, and they'll probably change that because they haven't thought about extended. They've only been thinking about standard. This is 100% like a broken. Yeah, I could shoot a barrage rocket at range 0. Or no, I'm
Wow.
sorry, range 1. I could shoot. I could change barrage rockets if I really want to APTs or to something else, to anything, and shoot it at range 0. Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyways,
That's nuts. That's good.
I had thought about bringing this. It's just like you're only a 6-hull ship, and there's 4 to 5 other people shooting at you. Like you're not gonna live. You're probably not gonna live. You only got 2 green dice. You're gonna spend your stuff on offense. Elusive will help you a little bit, but only once. And you only have 2 turnaround maneuvers, and like you can, I don't know.
Honestly, I would go with APTs and Fifth Brother and just slam into somebody, shoot them with a range 1 APT with Fifth Brother to modify, into a crit, and then just die, and then just come back and do it again. Yeah, it's fun.
I could see that. All right, Scum. You want to go through your Scum stuff?
Yep. So first one here is Cavill with Notorious R4, dorsal turret, blazer bomb, dead man switch, and afterburners. This is one build that I set up to have him just go in as close as possible and just and now again afterburners. I know you're not a fan.
No.
But
Hold on. Your Notorious is not going to work though. That hasn't come out yet.
Oh, you're right. It hasn't come out. Damn.
And I am a fan of afterburners on Y-Wings, by the way.
Yeah. Because wow, I thought that was in the Mando pack for some reason. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't work.
It is in the Mando pack, but the wrong Mando, buddy.
Yeah. But
you cannot ride a bike without handlebars, Greg. If you bring a bike to Chicago, let's see that happen.
It's called the unicycle. That's what it is.
I couldn't ride it to save my life. Maybe because I'm too fat.
So so if you drop the Notorious, then you could do probably Cutthroat if you want to regen one of your charge. No, Cutthroat doesn't work.
Cutthroat doesn't work. Elusive. You just run elusive or elusive. Enduring.
Actually enduring, because if you're boosting, you probably could get out of a few bullseyes there.
There you go.
Second one is one of the favorites there. Fenrau clan training with Fearless and Afterburners. That's something that I feel is really, really good. You can you can boost into range 1, barrel roll if you need to jump out of arc and focus, and then grab a target lock or vice versa.
Can I pose one difference?
Sure.
You can run stealth device in extended, and you could run stealth device on Fen, and he would have insane
6
range
dice
1.
At range 1.
Oh my god!
No, five dice at range 1.
It would be horrible though, but it would be horrible. You know that, right? Like it would be
horrible.
But you could do it. I'm not advocating anybody should do this at Adepticon, but there's a person in this room that might bring Fen just for that. It's hilarious. It's memeish, and it's only because it's only because nobody like you're never gonna be able to do that. Like at some point they're gonna go, all right, you cannot have Fen with afterburn or with stealth
With
device
stealth device.
in Aces High. That's bullshit.
You know what? I think I'm actually gonna run that
Like-
just for the lulz.
Like I'm sorry, like in fair, it's just it's there, and Charles and I have talked about that for literally over a year now. Like seriously, that's been like a thing Charles and I have.
What? I heard my name. What?
Aces High allows you to run stealth device, and you can run Fen with fearless and stealth device.
Oh yes, please.
Yep. See, no,
Yeah,
told you.
absolutely.
I'm
So
just saying.
I will say, looking at your Fen, the only thing that I disagree with, and it's just maybe it's my flying style, right? It's not that there's anything wrong with it, but my flying style, I have found like no use for clan training because
Yeah.
I have been so trained to make sure that if I'm going to be boosting, that I'm pushing for that range 1 anyway. You know what I mean? Like, there's never a point where I need to take a focus that I don't have one. There's been one time where I've been able to burn the clan training because I was at range 1 due to a maneuver and I took a target lock and then pushed for the red focus. But beyond that, I just don't use clan training anywhere near as much as I thought I was going to.
Do you just run enduring then? Right? Is that just what you or do you run torpedoes? Like
honestly, I'd probably run torps before I'd run anything.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like on Fen. I think stealth device is Mimi. I don't think that's what you would normally put on them, but
I'd
think
run a shield upgrade all day, every day.
I just think it's hilarious to run it.
Just going on the track of running him with torpedoes, right? So would you consider then doing afterburners with a torpedo and then clan training, because you can afterburners boost, get a target lock, and then clan train a focus for double Midas shot.
You can't fit all that, so.
Oh yeah, true. Okay.
Afterburners is after you do a maneuver. You could burn to do that, but I mean, to be fair, why would I take afterburners if I could?
To take the lock action after you boost.
No. Yeah. You can run advanced protons with Ben and anything else.
I really want to run a Mimi Fen and just put stealth device on it, because 5 dice at range 1 is ridiculous.
I agree with
you. Five green dice at range 1. Let's see what you could do with an auto evade. Like,
Yep. Give me stealth device. I don't even think you take torpedoes at this point, right?
No,
like,
no.
You just don't. I would
Predator and fearless. I guess.
Do you take Lone Wolf?
Lone Wolf will leave you with 11 points, and there's nothing for 1 that's really, I mean, other than like
marksmanship. Yep.
Composure.
Yeah,
you can't fit Lone Wolf. Fearless is 3, stealth device is 6. You're at 9 out of 12. You can't fit Lone Wolf.
Okay,
I would almost prefer fearless over Lone Wolf, mainly because of the guaranteed result.
Then I would put enduring or elusive instead.
Yeah, enduring or elusive, I would go. Yeah,
or
Daredevil.
I would probably go more with enduring.
If we're gonna be super Mimi with this, instead of stealth device as well, this is just an opportunity. Those afterburners, you could pair that with Daredevil. So you could do you could do a 2 hard followed by a 1 hard boost. That's red, and then have fearless. Like, that's ridiculous. Ugh.
Well, you can't do 2 boosts though in 1 turn.
No, you don't have to do 2 boosts. You do a 2 hard maneuver that's blue that clears any stress. Yep. Afterburners boost, allowing Daredevil to make it red.
That's good.
Oh.
Then do you get rid of fearless at that point and go to?
You have to get rid. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
No, you don't.
You put a freaking throw elusive on that bad boy.
But you end up with 2 points left over.
Oh, fair.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's all about what's going to score you the points.
True. Fair point.
Throw intimidation. Just ram him into things.
Nah, it's extended. But no, that's good.
All right. Then you had Old Turok, You and your damn clan training stuff. I do
No,
not like this.
for Tarek, I could actually see it.
Ugh.
Because you're stripping tokens, you want to take that target lock. Having the ability to have the red is fine.
Yeah.
But again, with Tarek, no, not Tarek. It's the other one. Brain is
Cavill.
mush.
Cad.
No, the other Cad. Yeah, Cad Solus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, you run elusive on him because
because
you want a red maneuver every turn. Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Let's move to the next one. The next one is resistance, and I will disagree with your Poe build, but we'll get to that in a minute. So,
okay. So,
you have Zori. Yep, go with Zori first.
This one I kind of went all in the bullseye, the bullseye like abilities. You know, with crack shot, proton rockets, the engine upgrade, R4 astromechs, and wartime loadout to make her extra tanky. And the ability reads that if you manage to perform an attack with the enemy in your bullseye arc, they can't cancel crit results. So that works really well with everything that goes in the bullseye. So Crackshot is a nice pairing for that. You can just bring it down to marksmanship just to give you like other options to put in there, like Deadman Switch in case she blows up, or like a turret at least to do that. ZZ in the RZ2 with Predator, Heroic, Advanced Optics, and Shield Upgrade. Poe Dameron with Heroic, Prime Thrusters, R4, Overthrive Thrusters, Shield Upgrade, and HLC, and Black One title as well, since it's free. This was a little bit of an older build, and I'm actually leaning more towards BB-8 being added on, but you got to reshuffle points for that. But what was your take on Poe?
So my Poe is Lone Wolf, Feroce Paint, R3 Astromech, which again could be an R2. That's up in the air. Plasma Torps, Overdrive Thrusters, Black One because now it's free. Before I would never do that.
Yeah.
And Underslung Blaster Cannon, and that's only because it gives you a turret, and only because it gives you a second attack. You could think about you could take ion missiles instead if you wanted, but this blaster turret allows you to have basically a 180 arc. And
for Underslung, do you have to spend your target
no.
lock? I'm not familiar with that.
No, you don't. You just have to have it to shoot.
Okay.
Yep. So essentially you can run it out the front or run it out the side. Now, that's the only reason I put R3. Otherwise, I would never ever put R3 on here, and I would put the R4. But if you think about it, your maneuvers, that only gives you 2 hards that are blue. That's it. So you're only getting 2 more that are blue to clear your stress, because with your specific commander Poe, right, you get to stress every round if you want. Now, when I played Aces High with this build, I did not use Black One or Underslung Cannon because I didn't have enough points for it. Because in the other 2.0 version, we could go over what I did. Feroce Point lost some ability issues and you could drop that if you wanted and go with something different. I put that in there only specifically because of the fact that anybody that target locked you either got rid of their target lock or took a stress token every effing time. And if they were, so for example, if somebody named Finn Rao decided to come in and target lock me, or come in and target lock me and sat there, he now got a stress. I knew what maneuver he's doing next turn. He's doing a 2 maneuver, period. Because Thing Fighters should have better dials in terms of clearing stress, in my opinion. But and you know how many, nobody knows what that stupid upgrade is. So you know how many times like somebody target lock you and be like, oh, here's a stress. Oh man, that's bullshit. Like, sorry, don't target lock me then. Now with the new rules, you just lose your action. That's it. I like that still. I think that's a little bit neutered, but I like that because it still forces you to lose an action. And I tell you what, when we played Aces High the second time, somebody target locked me and they're like, oh shit, I'm going to get a stress for that and I can't afford that. Can I take that back? Yeah, I don't care. It's a friendly game. I don't care, but
Yeah.
That's my build out. Again, you could drop, and again, you could drop prime if you want something different. You could drop prime thrusters. You can put a turret on instead. I don't like ion cannon. I would probably yeah, I don't know. I don't see dorsal turret in here.
I think he's talking about ZZ at that point.
Oh, okay. You know,
Bless
you can
you.
put heavy laser cannon
you.
in here. I just like the underslung cannon because it gave you a second arc and a bonus attack.
Yeah.
That's all. There you go. That's my build. And I will be honest, I'll probably run that. So, or something very close to that.
I don't know, I'm thinking I'm liking that Fen Rao build, man. Jeez.
I know. I'm gonna bring Fenrir too.
Five green dice at range 1, 5 red dice at range 1. You got a guaranteed hit. You got a guaranteed evade. He is a monster at range 1.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, the only issue is if everybody focuses on you, and they're all at range 2 to 3, and you're only at range 1 of one person, and everybody else kills you, you're fucked. But you get to respawn next turn, so it doesn't matter. You know. I don't know. Like, I still think that's a viable option too.
Look, I have never played Aces High other than like the version of it that we did in Vegas. There's something about a 7 health Guri that is just a beautiful sight. Because you can run shield upgrade and hull upgrade together. That is, oh, yeah, buddy. That's a 3 shield, 4 hull, 5 hull.
Yeah. That's an 8 health.
Shield.
That's a B wing with three agility.
Yeah. And a bendy barrel roll.
Yeah.
Just give me trajectory simulator and call it the end of the day.
Oh.
She can't carry a bomb, it doesn't matter.
I know.
No,
I do like your thoughts on Guri though, Charles. Maybe for the card, I'll run Guri. And if I win Aces High, you get Guri card for free.
That doesn't give you much of an incentive to win, does it?
No, it does. I 100%. Well, I wouldn't want to lose.
If I lose, then I get your Plo. But if I win, you can have the card for free. I
never said that. That's not what I said. I'm just saying. I'll give you you get it's a 2-ticket card. If I win Aces High, I get 2 tickets. So,
all right. So let's go into first order since we're running out of time.
Well, we've been out of time. We're 25 minutes over time.
I don't know. Where's your first order? Okay, here you go. Oh my God, you have a million things in here.
Of course he does.
First order has a lot of stuff. But we'll just hit the quick hit. So Major Von Reich with shield upgrade, hull upgrade, Proud Tradition, Fanatical, Pattern Analyzer. He's a 6 health I6. Can come in. He just gets stronger. He's a really good knife fighter with Proud Tradition and Pattern Analyzer. You take down his shields, he's going to have a passive mod all the time, and he can barrel roll and boost as needed. He's a really strong competitor here. Getting that double health or bonus with shield and hull makes him really, really strong. Just to note, Breach got nerfed. Oh, he only has 1 bomb slot, which I found as I was building this, and man, he just got nerfed really bad. Kylo Ren still really good with Malice, Extreme Maneuvers, and Predator, and Pattern Analyzer whenever he needs to turn around, if he ever needs to turn around. You can always swap that out with Optics to increase his effectiveness with the Force and Optics to convert results in offense.
I think you get rid of Extreme Maneuvers and Pattern Analyzer.
What? No, Extreme Maneuvers is really good on a Whisper, man.
Okay, for the one shot for the one turn you get, so everybody else gets to shoot at you. Come on, like, okay, you got to think this is not a dog fight. This is not a scenario fight where you're fighting one person. You're fighting 6 people, dude. It's not the same. Like, oh no, I get to churn hard in and spend a force to do it. Okay, great. Oh, hey, hi, Kylo. You could kill one ship and then everybody else is going to nuke you because you have no fucking force. So you can't get it back.
Well, that's what balance is for. But yeah, fair.
But you're an I5. All my 3s and 2s and 4s and other 5s that are going after you are going to shoot you. You spend your force, you get it back. You're going to lose it. You're not going to be able to spend it the next turn. It doesn't, like, I'll be honest, like, Extreme Maneuvers in this atmosphere is not worth it. Like, in a normal game, I would agree with you. 100%. I just in Aces High, it's not the same because everybody's gonna go look at you as Kylo Ren and want to kill you because they hate Kylo Ren. Like it's just gonna go fuck that guy, you know. No one I just like I would not do either of those. Like I would do if it were me, I would put the sensor scramblers if you want. Otherwise, you could put advanced optics, like you said, and I think advanced optics is an extremely viable option here because it gives you that extra ability to
Offense.
spend the offense without using any of your force. I don't disagree with Malice on offense. I just don't think the extreme maneuvers is worth a force point at all. And so now you have 5 points left over for something else.
Yeah, probably a
And
hull upgrade.
you could put a hull upgrade. You could put homing missiles. You could put
Brilliant evasion.
cluster missiles and shoot 2 times. Oh, and then I could put in. There you go. That's how I'd build that. Now I'm a Kylo that if I want to spend my force. Oh, and I have Malice, right? So now I have 2 shots.
Instinctive aim, actually, instead of munitions.
Yep. Okay. There you go. You could do that too. And I don't disagree with that actually either. Because now I got Malice to recover my force. I have cluster missiles to shoot twice. I have Malice. I can use my force, recharge them, use them again, and recharge them a second time.
That seems good.
Sorry. Like, not trying to... and if you want the extra health, you could drop advanced optics and go with the hull upgrade. I don't think that's a bad option either. I'm sorry. Like, extreme maneuvers in this case just really bites the dust. It's just not worth it. You know, same with like, again, enduring is great, but predator is better, or elusive. Proud tradition is the hidden sleeper in this here. So,
yeah, I definitely agree with predator on that point. I put electronic baffle on here in the event that people decide to decline to shoot at quick draw. You can at the end turn suffer a damage to remove the stress and then trigger quick draw's ability at that point if nobody shoots at you. So that is a really nice piece of tech there for a quick draw.
Yeah, I like that too. I like your blackout silencer. I don't know, the prime thrusters is I mean, I get it. Like, you could do that. You could put advanced optics on there too, if you want the output. Or you could put some sort of a missile or torpedo on there. I think blackout is actually really strong in this environment, personally. Rush, not so much, unfortunately. So
yeah, they've been terrible since Neil Peart died, but that's beside the point.
Since who died? Oh,
that was terrible.
All right. Let's move on to Republic, and then we'll end with CIS. We got 2 minutes. So let's rush through this because I don't want to spend too much more time.
So we got the crit machine here. Anakin with Shattering Shot, Malice, Marksmanship, Auto Blaster, R7A7, and spare parts canisters to actually help recharge R7A7 or dump an extra debris on the field, and you have more stuff to trick shot through if you need to. So one of the thoughts that I had was if you do regen all of your charges, you can come back and spare parts canisters again, dropping another debris.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty broken.
Yeah, so that seems fun. Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi in the 7B, R4P17 and the shield upgrade is all he needs. He's fine after that. Ricolay with Juke and APTs, really strong. You get that target lock in, shoot in with an APT. You have that target lock to mod the dice, and then Juke any of their results or one of their evade results, and push some damage through. Really good. The other one that's not on this list because we can't put them on the same chassis is the BTL Y-Wing Anakin with Shattering Shot, Proton Torpedoes, Weapon System Officer to, again, regenerate that target lock whenever he shoots, R4 Astromech to help him clear some blues, and a Proximity Mine on it. I definitely like this a lot if you're able to I6 shooting a proton torpedo with 3 force and a target lock and regenerating that, you're doing a lot of damage every turn, every time you get that shot off. And he's tanky enough as well, with the plated armor reducing the crits down to hits. So every time he's getting shot at, this could be a pretty good ship to go in and start just tanking as many hits as you can and taking 4 dice shots almost every turn. So
Yep. And if your goal is if you could get 2 protons off, right? You get your 2 protons off, doesn't matter, right? You're able to get killed and come back again. They played one of my friends played this, a similar build out. Now we didn't have as many points, but a very similar build out, and it did pretty well, honestly.
Yeah.
So all right, CIS is the last. Honestly, there's only one ship you would ever bring in CIS to this, and that was Grievous, because now you could put outmaneuver, munitions failsafe, impervium plating, Solus 1, and cluster missiles. So I don't know, like if I'm Grievous, that's what I'm running. And because the only difference is you don't get the primary attack rerolls, so you could change your outmaneuver out for Lone Wolf, and that would be fine.
Yeah.
And then if you did that, I would then put the electronic baffle on him personally. And JJ had a question: if you electronic baffle and didn't lose a shield or any damage round 1, do you get that point? That's a very good question. And JJ should post that in the GSP forum, because
I'll definitely post that. Yep.
I want to know the answer to that, because if not, we're running electronic baffle on fucking everything. Everything gets that.
The one thing I would have changed on the Sunfac build that you have is gravitic deflection. I almost want to put that instead of Lone Wolf, because it allows you to reroll 2 dice on something that you've tractored. That
that's
I feel has a little bit more a better place there, and then you can put baffle on Sunfac if you want to, just for the lulls. And I think that probably works out better for Sunfac in that position. But yeah.
And I agree with you. I wouldn't run Sunfac in this environment personally, because you're just going to get murdered all the time. But
really,
I don't know. It's a fun ship to run. I did have 2 HMPs, different build outs. Essentially, I just chose the ones that had the highest build out points. One has Savage Oppress, Seismics, and Plasma Torps. And the Seismics are important for when they spawn in, because then you can drop them, get your points. The Geonosian prototype has the multi-missile pods, JJ. And yes, this is the ship that I use to do a 5 dice range 1 bullseye attack into a defender for 5 fucking
nasty
damage. minus their free evade that they got. So I ended up with 3 damage and just in 1 run. So
that's good. That's really good.
I also put 1 tri-fighter on here. I don't think this is good, but it might be. Again, you're giving points away by dying, but when you come back, you can respend. I don't know. I don't know. You run Lone Wolf, you run passive sensors, you run independent calculates and cluster missiles, and hope everybody doesn't go after you.
Yeah.
I don't know. In fairness, you're only running a Geonosian prototype and a General Grievous. That's the only ships you're running now in Aces High, really. Like the Tri-Fighter, Sunfac, they're not worth it in Aces High. They're just not. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. It was fun. We will not be streaming Wednesday, as I will be packing and probably working that night in an effort to make sure I can leave as early as I can on Thursday, so that JJ and I can hang out and more time. Not that my wife will be happy, but the sooner I can leave, the sooner I can get to Chicago and we can hang out. Charles, I'm very sad you can't join us, but the next once they start announcing other tournaments, we'll start looking to be able to bring Charles in with us. If you want to support the podcast in any way, shape, or form, you're welcome to donate to us on Patreon. You can go to Planning Phase Syndicate on Patreon, or if you want to throw your Amazon subscribe thing here on Twitch, any of the funds we use just go back into the show or helping to bring JJ or Charles to tournaments. And then that way we can all get together and make dumb, stupid content as we are. So we do look forward to meeting everybody. Anybody going to Adepticon, if you're in our Discord, let us know. We will be around. Like I said, JJ will be around noon, 1 o'clock. I will be around. I'm going to say by 4 o'clock is probably the earliest I'll be there. Again, depending on my work schedule and what happens. So,
all right. Can't wait to see you guys over there and play some good X-Wing and have a fun time over at Adepticon.
Yep. And if we could get a big enough following, we can get rid of trajectory simulators so that D-Wings can no longer be overpowered. So,
all right. I guess I'll just have to settle with 7 A-Wings. That's okay. Nabi will be waterproof.
Yeah, where the fuck's Nabi? JJ, your goal is to reach out to Nabi and ask him why he stopped watching our stream, because I want to know why Nabi hasn't been here bitching about why A-Wing should be the best thing ever. Anyway, so thank you all for joining us. If JJ and I are drunk enough in the room, we will stream a show. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we will do that. I'll bring my headset. It won't be as good quality because I'm not going to bring my whole setup. But if JJ and I get drunk enough, maybe we'll do like. We'll call Charles at midnight while Charles is like half asleep, and we'll be
at 1 in the morning.
And we'll be intoxicated.
Look, I'm gonna promise you right now, if my phone rings at midnight and I look over and it's either a 616 number or a 407 number, I'm out. I'm not answering that phone call.
What if it's an 866 number instead?
I'm definitely not answering an 866 number at midnight.
All right, we're going to FaceTime you instead. That's what we're going to do. We're going to FaceTime you.
I don't have an iPhone. You have fun trying to FaceTime me.
All right, we will. What is the Facebook thing?
My phone will be on silent. You are not calling me.
All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We will probably move the show from next Sunday to Monday or Tuesday. I haven't talked with Charles about his schedule yet. I'll get with Charles about what times he's available next week. We will not probably stream on Sunday. We will probably stream Monday or Tuesday instead, based on the fact that JJ will probably be jet lagged, and hopefully one of us will be in the finals.
Whoa, jet lagged from a 1 hour time difference?
No?
Dude, it's like a 7-hour flight because I have a delay in Dallas, bro.
That was your choice.
No, it's not. It's Southwest's choice. How do I say?
Pick a different flight.
All right. Either which way, we probably will not do Sunday because when I get home, I would like to spend time with my family, honestly. So my kids...
Overrated.
My kids and I have had a conversation about having a Mario Kart tournament, except for the fact that the new Kirby comes out this weekend, and my daughter is very upset I'm not going to be here to play Kirby with her.
Wait,
and
are you playing the live like Mario Kart, or are you talking about Mario Kart 8?
Mario Kart 8. What's live Mario Kart? What are you talking about?
So they're actual RC racers that you use the Switch to control.
No, we don't have that,
dude.
I don't have a big enough house. My house
you
is
just
too
talk
small.
about spending more time outside in the backyard.
All right,
there you go. Set up a track in the backyard.
Go. This is an excuse. Time to go to Home Depot.
All right,
buy a bunch of plywood and make a track in the backyard. You can make your own rainbow road.
You know what? And that gives me an excuse to buy another Euro router so I can fucking throw a couple more of them outside so I can actually sit outside and video game. All right.
There you go.
You sold me. You sold me. I'm building a mini Mario Kart track this summer in my backyard. My wife will be super thrilled you gave that idea to me. Because she wants garden
JJ.
beds.
That's all
it's all about the family, man.
No garden. Only Mario Kart. Anyway, so thank you.
The piranha plants. The piranha plants of the garden.
They are. I actually have a piranha plant puppet that we like fuck with each other around the house with. Anyway, now we're just tangenting
go.
So far. Let's leave before we bore everybody. Thank you all. We'll be back next week, Monday or Tuesday, one of the 2 days, with another Planning Phase Syndicate episode. Thank you all. Have a good night, and see you at Adepticon.
See ya.
Oops, I just ended it. I didn't even play the outro.